it changed the characterization, because when I see Abhishek Bachchan, the way he played it, there's a little sadness on his face which he carries throughout the film. But when I see the KD Tamil, I am like, wow, because he's just lively. He's like, chalo aage, chalo, biryani khate. You know, did you have the discussion with the actors how they want to portray it, or it was your decision to, separate the characterization?
I was constantly told, the Hindi audience will not understand. The Hindi audience will not understand. In fact, at some point, I was told also the Hindi audience is not as intelligent as the Tamil or regional audience. And I completely disagree with that. Yeah, it's just, the moment we underestimate an audience begins our downfall. Because as creators, you're making the film for the audience. You can't think they're stupid. You can't, because believe me, they're smarter than you are. They can make or break your life.
Exactly. In the Hindi version, I do see that it's a little bit sanitized. Was it your call, or were the producers were like, bhai, thoda acha karke deo?
Why are you getting me into trouble right
But
now?
I'm saying that no, is that creative?
See, I think...
Hi, this is Raksha and welcome to RVCJ Movies. Our today's special guest is known for crafting emotionally resonant stories that blend heart, humor, humanity, and with her latest film, also a little bit of biryani. जी मैं बात कर रही हूँ कालीधर लापता की डायरेक्टर मधुमिता की. So please welcome. Hi Madhumita, welcome to RVCJ Movies.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Congratulations on Kalidhar Lapata.
Thank you.
I mean, such a sweet, heartwarming film.
Thank you.
And very less we see this kind of cinema, which is very real, raw, and the characters are someone you can actually associate with. It's someone you can actually see. It can be my neighbor, and you've grown up watching. So we'll come to that, but I want to start with your journey. You were born in Chennai. Then you spent your growing years in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Then you studied in Singapore. Then you went to LA.
You've done your research.
Yeah. So how did that happen? I mean, your family moved around a lot, or like, what was the...
No, I think dad used to be a banker. And then mom was working with ONGC, and then they got a job opportunity in Indonesia.
Okay.
And so then they decided to move there because both of them got a job there. And me and my brother were taken along. In fact, we finished our academic year in Chennai, and then, we went there. And growing up in Indonesia was fun, right? It's a new country. However, I think the challenges were that when we moved there were not that many Indians, let alone Tamilians.
Yeah.
So I think dad was part of, so he was very active culturally in Chennai as long as he was there. He was a theatre actor and all of that.
Oh.
Never ventured into cinema. Very consciously. And so he was only doing theatre. He was playing lead in Doordarshan, which was the only channel at that point. So he gave up all of that to go to Indonesia for the job.
Okay.
So when he went there, he felt a lot of vacuum. Like suddenly, it's just work, home. There was no social. So he started what was called a Tamil Mandram, which was a club for Tamilians over there. And he was also very actively part of the India Club.
Okay.
So then all these get-togethers and activities were our social life there. And it was funny because there were no Indian films that were playing in the theatres. Only English films and local Indonesian films used to play. So you won't believe we have carried excess baggage deke. India se har bar we used to take VHS cassettes
Okay.
Of films, right? From Rishikesh Mukherjee sir's films to Ramesh Sippy sir films to KB sir's films to Mani sir's films. We used to just take VHS after VHS. Excess baggage deke, not kidding. And then that was our only entertainment. So you can literally say I grew up watching those films. And so it was no doubt that, I would go into the arts. Dad would, direct a lot of plays, and I would play characters on stage. Never loved acting, never did, never will. But I enjoyed the process, right? And I think those films were kind of what triggered me to go into the arts. And also the fact that I couldn't, I hated physics, chemistry, biology, and I would faint at the sight of blood. So my mom knew I was never going to be a doctor. So that happened. And then I did my undergrad in Singapore, which was a 4-year degree. But Singapore was very theoretical and very artsy filmmaking, video art and the likes of that. I mean, my film got into the Hague Museum, which is a great thing at Netherlands. It's a big achievement. I got the Best Student Award from the Singapore government, and then Best of the World category. My short film got selected by BBC. All of those were, recognitions. And it kind of validates you into, pursuing it. Yeah. And for someone who's not academically very good, right? Like I never scored more than a 60 or a 70, I'll be honest, in school. And then suddenly in college, I was a, high distinction student, getting the Best Student Award from the Singapore government and everything. That's quite exhilarating. And it is very validating because it tells you that you're actually good at it.
Something.
Right?
And you were something and you're doing, you're actually on the right path.
Yeah.
Like you're not even just like a mediocre, you're actually excelling at it.
Yeah. And it was funny because my mom used to be like, waking you up for school was such a hard thing. Even now she says it. Like, I don't need a alarm clock at 3 a.m. to wake me for shoot. I wake up on my own. But every day for school, my younger brother had to wake me up, push me into the bathroom to make sure I took a shower and all of that. And the only difference is I actually like being on set. I never liked going to school. That was the difference. So Singapore happened. And then from there, I wanted to go to the Mecca of cinema, which is Hollywood. And therefore, I ended up in LA to do my post-graduation, which was a specialization in direction. So that happened in LA. But then I was always sure, I think dad, even growing up, even mom for that matter, they would always say that all this is temporary. India is home. Very like Sare Jahan Se Acha kind of family, right? And so I knew that eventually I would always come back to India. And when you've grown up watching this kind of cinema, that becomes your sensibility also, right? So I never considered making films in LA. Okay. I knew it was just a means to an end. So I just learned what I had to learn over there. And then I was like, okay, now I'm ready to go back to India and direct.
Nice. We got a good director.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet.
So you also wrote the original, the Tamil version of KD, and of course the Hindi version you have to change. You were always fond of writing, or how did that happen? Or you used to just write?
I'll be honest with you, writing is my least favorite part of filmmaking. Again, it's like something I need to get through so I can go on set. Okay. Right? Being on set is my favorite thing because I think magic happens on set. Yeah. Like how a scene is written and then you get so many collaborative people talking about it, coming together, and then the actor performs it. And sometimes it is exactly how you imagined it in your head, right? And that kind of gives you this very magical feeling that, oh, how did that happen, right? So I think being on set is my favorite part. Writing, not so much. But however, I think what I feel important is stories that I want to tell. I always write the first draft. Okay. A draft that I'm happy with. Sometimes it's 60 pages, sometimes it's 80 pages. And then after that, I bring another writer on board to collaborate. Okay. And the reason for that is then they come with a fresh pair of eyes because you've lost objectivity after a certain point. And normally when I say it's a first draft, it's not the first draft. I would have written like some 15 drafts before I'm happy with what's a first draft, right? So that draft then goes to another writer and then their objective, they come on board with their feedback and fresh pair of eyes and everything. And then we collaborate and we rewrite and we, add, delete, whatever needs to be done. So yeah, I wrote KD in 4 days. KD, the Tamil version, in 4 days, and not very happily because I was like, I need to get this out of the way. And then, of course, we had Sabari, who was the other writer who came on board, who eventually, rewrote some scenes, added a lot of detailing, and wrote the fabulous dialogues that they were.
So, Kalidhar, when I see the central character is biryani. Now, if you tell me, is it because you love biryani so much or you've seen someone like eating it so much? I'm like, yaar, isi ke upar kahani lakhungi. And also very specifically, mutton biryani, not even chicken or prawn. I mean, what is that?
I have to tell you a secret. I'm a vegetarian. I am a vegetarian, eggetarian. I eat eggs, if that's any solace. But I've been a vegetarian all my life. Never. My husband eats all sorts of meats, right? However, I think biryani is an emotion. And that is something I've seen no matter which part of the country I go to. It's a very raw human emotion because biryani equals to achievement. in a lot of ways. People use it to celebrate, people use it to have fun, people use it as a special occasion. And specifically, be it in KD or in Kalidhar, I think it's very aspirational. You know, it's funny. I'll tell you an incident. Somewhere beach mein there was a conversation. You know, maybe biryani is too out there. You know, maybe we should change it to aloo puri. You know, that conversation for Hindi version. And I said, no, biryani is biryani. I mean, come on, you can't take away the love. And aloo puri is not aspirational, right? You can have it at home. It's like having dal chawal at home.
Because biryani, I think it takes time to make. You make it with love. I mean, if you make the authentic process, it's like dheere dheere aach pe it has to cook and the flavors have to seep in. And aloo puri is
you're already drooling.
You know, ordering biryani yesterday, just FYI, in the Sawan ka mahina, I was like, okay, sorry, Bhagwanji. And I ended up ordering chicken biryani and I had that only because I was watching a movie.
No, I'm glad. I think biryani sales would have gone up in Kalidhar and KD as people watch it. No, but I think it's important, right? Because be it for Kalidhar or for KD for that matter, there is more to the biryani than just a dish, especially in Kalidhar, because it reminds him of the woman he loved, of the woman that he misses, right? So that biryani, in fact, there's a dialogue in the film also which kind of says, you know, Baloo says that line where he says, Nimrat's character, Meera, asks him, what would you like to eat? And he says, biryani.
Yeah.
And Baloo says, and she says, maine to chhod diya.
Yeah.
And Baloo says, ye to kab se wohi kha raha hai, you know, right? And I think it's important because sometimes food reminds us of people. And when you miss people, you eat that food to kind of remember them, right? Like sometimes if I'm traveling a lot and I really miss my mom, I mean, she's in Chennai. So if I miss her because I've not seen her for a while, then I'll order something that she would otherwise make at home for me. And for me, that's a way to connect with the people that you love. And if you look at it as Indians, we celebrate, mourn, grieve, everything around food.
Yeah.
That's just the way our livelihood is, right? Even, you know, tervi or something like that is around food. Or a wedding, you know, there is different kinds of food. And, you know, food is such an integral part and we use it as a something that we get together for, right? Even friends, we make plans, plans where to go eat. We don't make plans to go like, you know. So I think it was important to appreciate and understand that foodie aspect, but at the same time have that personal connect.
So I've seen both versions, honestly, and I see there's a difference in the characterization of Kalidhar and okay, I want to see this correctly. Karupudurai.
Fabulous. Nice. Good job. You can act in a Tamil film now.
So, did you make that decision consciously? Because, of course, you already have a film in place. You already have the script. All you have to do is just translate it and make it in, you know, adapt it into the Hindi format. But you changed the characterization because when I see Abhishek Bachchan, the way he played it, it's more internal. There's a turmoil. There's a little sadness on his face, which he carries throughout the film. But when I see the KD Tamil, I'm like, wow, because he's just live. He's like, chalo aage, chalo, biryani khate, you know, and that maybe because of his age, that just gets to it. So, did you have the discussion with the actors how they want to portray it, or it was your decision to, you know, separate the characterization?
I'll be honest. I think there is, when you make a film down south, right? In general, and I don't mean to generalize, but my experience is making films down south, I think it is very creator forward.
Okay.
Right? And what that means is that everybody gets behind the creator's vision very quickly. Right? A director comes on board and it is the director's vision that the entire crew kind of works to make happen.
Wow.
So yes, it's a collaborative effort and there's a lot of passion and respect for the job that they do. However, there is less, I don't know if interference is the right word,
Sure,
but,
like,
you know, input. Let me
input.
call it that, right? I've never seen, at least in the films that I have worked with producers, actors, and all of that, down south, like there is not that much input coming from varied sources, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I like to be collaborative, but then I think we need to be collaborative within the limitations of the script.
Of
You
course,
can't
yeah.
suddenly make a KD into a Houseful 5.
Yeah.
And if you thought that you could do that, then I'm sorry, what were you smoking?
Yeah.
Right? So I think the intention and what you want to do with that script is very important. Now, having said that, there are equally, collaborative and creative forward producers in Hindi as well. I'm not saying that, not everybody is like that. But then when you make a film from Tamil to Hindi, I think the question was how well can you adapt it to Hindi?
Hindi.
Because making the same film again in Hindi does not make sense.
Yeah, of course.
Right? However, I think it was important, first of all, that Talekutal is, that ritual is not something that you have in Hindi.
So
The audience will not understand.
That's why you gave him a disease. And
Correct. And not just that, about abandoning him at the Kumbh Mela was the equivalent, right?
Is it?
Now, as far as the character is concerned, in Tamil, the 80-year-old man, he's at the edge of his life, where, whatever day he has after this is a bonus. So he's toda bindas, he can do whatever he wants because there is no kind of, nothing more to live for, rather, or everything to live for, depending on how you see it. However, in Hindi, the fact that he's 45 years old, and that was a conscious decision made by me, because I wanted to explore a character who's not finished living his life. हम कभी-कभी क्या करते हैं, like, अपने family के लिए, if we have to do something for them, हम सोच लेते हैं, अरे, I was supposed to go on a trip, but, my uncle's function is there today, so I'll do that and then go on my trip tomorrow or day after. And, you prioritize yourself last. Kalidhar is that. Every time he wanted to prioritize his life, he would say, let my sister get married, let my brother go to college, let my, all of those things preceded himself. So he kept postponing it. And then at one point, he realized that, Abhi, he's got that disease. Now there's no more time left. Like, he thought he had all that time left, but he doesn't. So memory is an important part of the thing in Hindi that I wanted to play with because it's bittersweet, right? Sometimes the memories that you have are great because it makes you think of good stuff. But at the same time, memory can also be a bane because you remember how your family wanted to abandon you, which is what Kalidhar says in the end, right? Kabhi kabhi ye, I'm grateful to this disease because it made me forget about what all bad things you did. So I think those were the changes that I wanted to make. However, I think one thing I do like to add is I was constantly told, the Hindi audience will not understand. The Hindi audience will not understand. The Hindi audience, in fact, at some point I was told also the Hindi audience is not as intelligent as the Tamil or regional audience. And I completely disagree with that. Yeah, it's just, the moment we underestimate an audience begins our downfall. Because as creators, you're making the film for the audience. You can't think they're stupid. You can't, because believe me, they're smarter than you are. They can make or break your life.
Exactly.
And audiences are smart enough to know that, this film is not genuine. The creator, the vision behind it is not genuine. They are just trying to make a fool out of us, right? So you have to give them due credit and believe they're intelligent and make the content that you want to authentically make. I think that is important.
So, if I'm getting it right, you wrote the script for the Hindi one, you already made the changes.
Yes.
Because I was under the impression maybe once you got Abhishek Bachchan on board,
no.
So you had to, make the story changes, like change the age.
No.
Give him the same.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was written for a 45-year-old because I was very, and this is something that I'm quite particular about as well. I never cast an actor or have an actor in mind when I'm writing the script. Because what happens is once, as you're writing, if you've kind of fixed on an actor, and then for any reason tomorrow if that actor says no, then it's very hard for a director to cast anybody else in it. Then you always feel it's a compromise, right? And so I never write with an actor in mind. I wrote the 45-year-old version, me and Amitosh Nagpal, and there was another writer called Vibhuti as well. All of us wrote it at different points, and then we decided it was a 45-year-old man. And then the producer helped me meet Mr. Abhishek Bachchan, and we went and narrated that version to him.
After KD happened in Tamil, it was your decision, like now let's make it in Hindi?
No, yeah, I
Or
think
people would approach you,
KD
"Banao yaar."
nahin, there was a lot of people asking me. I think there were multiple producers from Hindi asking me, like, to, let's make it in Hindi and all of that. I got people calling me from Korea as well, because apparently this kind of story resonates with them very well. So somebody had seen there, because I think there's a lot of cultural similarities between India and Korea as well. And so I had people from Malayalam also calling me to ask if they can make it in, remake it in thing. But in Hindi, eventually we decided to go with MA Entertainment. And then, of course, Z Studios came on board as the studio.
Now, coming to the child actors, I mean, both of them, Kutti and Balu, did a fabulous job.
They're adorable.
How did you find Kutti, especially because he won a national award for his performance?
They did. It's we auditioned at least 300 children for the Tamil version.
Okay.
From random schools, from random towns, small towns, because you're never going to find a Kutti in a city. I didn't want an urban child. There are lots of kids who do great ads and everything, but this role specifically needed someone from the heartland, right? Whether it is Hindi or Tamil. And for the same reason, we went with Devik from Bhopal. I auditioned so many kids in Bombay, and I was like, they're all great. And children, it's very hard to say no to them.
And they're
very polished. You're right. They're used to the camera. They know where the lights are. They know all of that, right? Because they're in Mumbai and they're actors, and some of them are great. But then that innocence, that authenticity, that genuineness does not come across because they're used to it.
Yeah.
Like they probably would tell me, light idhar mat rakhiye, aap udhar rakhiye, right? So, I mean...
You're like, meko mat sikha, acha tu.
So, it was important for me that the moment you see the child, and with children, right? I think that's a great thing. Children, especially if they've never acted before, there's a sense of natural instinct that they bring on stream. And with Kutti also, it was that. In fact, with Kutti, the funny thing was he had not come to audition. It was his brother who came to audition, okay? And I was watching the audition, and then the guy is sitting on the side, the Naga Vishal who eventually played Kutti was sitting on the side telling his mother, this guy will not get it. He's doing it all wrong. He's not doing it right. Like side pe commentary chal rahi hai idhar. So then I'm like, theek hai, tu aake dikha. Like, what are you going to do? Let me see. He's like, no, ma'am, I'm too good for cinema.
Oh, but we literally had that what he showed us.
Yeah. And then, so then I said, no, karke dikhao. And then, muh band when the camera turned on. Like full, like he wouldn't say a word after the camera shut. So what I realized, and I worked with him, we workshopped him for over 3 months.
3 months.
Yes. And that was because he was afraid of the camera.
Okay.
Like, him being off camera was a different thing. But the moment you turned the camera on or he saw a crew of people, he would just shut off and he would not remember his lines. He would not do anything. Rehearsals acha karta tha. But then the moment you turn the camera on, band. So then those 3 months, we hired regular cameras, and the crew was always around him, getting used to the crowd, getting used to people talking in the background and all of that, and not getting distracted by that. And then Mura sir and him, Mura sir is who played KD. And
he's
a theatre actor. He's in fact the head of drama department in Tamil Nadu. Yeah. So he and the boy, we made sure they spent a lot of time together. And that's why you see that chemistry.
The chemistry on screen, yeah. Because they were I was very happy when I was seeing them together. And especially when he goes back and sees, he meets his lady love, that young child. And I like the whole banter. I especially love that sequence, the rain is happening. Yeah. And that song is just beautiful.
It was in theatre, it was such an experience because normally when you go to a theatre, you see let's say a Salman Khan film with whistles, or a down south, a Ajit or a Talapati Vijay film, people are whistling, Rajnikant film and people are whistling. You won't believe, for that romantic song, for that 80-year-old man and his lady love, people who were whistling in the theatre.
Picture I see it, I was like, oh, this is so cool, because he's smiling with his broken tooth.
And he even tells her Shah Rukh.
And she also has one missing tooth, and even she's smiling, and they both are shy, and then he's coming and inko coffee ki zarurat nahi hai. She coffee, and they chod, and they both
have coffee.
Wow. That's the majority.
Yeah.
So now coming to the way you shot the films, both the films, I see that there is a lot of rawness in the Tamil version. Like when I see गांव है तो गांव ही है, proper जहाँ पे मुर्गे चल रहे हैं. Even the actors, जैसे I can literally, because I've stayed in South, I can say कि हाँ यार इन बंदों को ना कपड़े पहनाए नहीं गए हैं कॉस्ट्यूम टीम ने कि ना आप ये पहनो, गरीब लगो और लुक लाइक दिस. I genuinely felt like आपने बस इकट्ठे किए, like अच्छा मूवी बना रहे कम. In the Hindi version, I do see that it's a little bit sanitized. Was it your call or were the producers were like कि भाई थोड़ा अच्छा करके दो?
Why are you getting me into trouble right
But
now?
I'm saying that you did that creative.
See, I think there is a certain. I'll give you an example. Sometimes what happens is the audience's version of court. Let's say if you were shooting a scene in a courtroom, right? And the audience, उनके दिमाग में cinematically क्या courtroom लगता है?
Cinematic.
But cinematically, what they're used to, what is a courtroom versus what an actual courtroom looks like, right, is starkly different. And what cinematically they're used to is something that's been, honed again and again and again, so that even in a divorce case, they expect a witness stand, which is not the case. In a divorce court or a family court, they sit like a normal table and they sit two people down and they give you the judgment or a mediation in a normal court, in a family court. But cinema mein, we have gotten them aadat pad gayi hai unko ki that, there is a witness stand even for a divorce case.
Okay.
I'll use this as an example.
Understood, yeah.
Right? So, cinema-wise, I think people are used to seeing something on screen, right? So, while I was prepping for this film, a lot of the time, my discussion with my producers, MA, was that, ये cinematically हमको दिखाना है, cinematically हमको दिखाना है. Now, I disagree with that because I think that you have to stay true to the film you're making. You cannot show comments like "Garibi mat dikhao." The point is, but it is a story of a farmer. It is a story of somebody who's struggling to make that 10,000 rupees, pay for the medication of that 10,000 rupees. And you can't expect them to live in a haveli. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like गरीब लोग का भी पिक्चर में ना हवेली होता है ना, इनका घर तो उनसे अच्छा है. ये क्या है?
Right? If इतना बड़ा हवेली है, तो फिर 10,000 के लिए क्यों, why are they struggling? Right? So, I think they came with the best of intentions because they believe that, Hindi audiences expect a certain thing.
I think a pre-notion bhi hota hai, because that's work, then don't do this. And also, I think maybe, I shouldn't say this, but once you get an A-lister on board, things are very different the way.
Correct, but sometimes I don't think it's the A-lister who's asking for it.
Yeah.
Even before you go to him, then ye karo. From that perspective, Abhishek was amazing because he said, you know what, this dress looks too fancy, let's cut it down. Even the suit, right? For example, when he wants to wear a suit, like I think one of the conversations we were having was, should we do like a double-breasted suit where it looks very fancy and stylish? And Abhishek said, "Arey yaar, but gaon ke log, they don't want to wear the double-breasted. For them, having the embroidery is the,
like it should look nice.
Correct. Chakachak dikhna chahiye. Yeah, absolutely.
Why would I take a coat which is like somber? It's kuch banao yaar.
I want it to feel good. And so, in fact, Abhishek was the one who suggested we should put the embroidery on the coat. And then even for that matter, the dadi, he didn't want to trim it. And he said, let's just grow it out. And then however it comes, let it grow. Let's not trim it and make it very, looking good. So I think the producers' intentions were definitely in the right place, and I also trusted them because I was making a Hindi film for the first time, whereas they had made like so many films, So there was a lot of guidance from Nikhil Advani, who's a director himself as well, and he's done so many great films and shows and stuff. So I trusted him. But I think at the end of the day, I realized that every film is a journey.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn something from it. So maybe next time when I'm making a film and the authenticity of the film is going, I know to fight harder.
Yeah, also I think it's because movie at the end of the day, it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And when you did your first initial films, it was your money.
Yeah.
So the entire creative call was yours. And obviously when you're making something larger than scale and, getting it to audience out and you've got new people on board. So you sunna padta hai. Like you have to
And
come
it's
and
not just that,
meet
right?
someone in the
I think there's also a thing we have to take into account, that they have been, around in the Hindi sector for a lot longer. And even though the films I've made before this were from different producers, were not necessarily my own money as well. I've made 4 other films which were not my own, and the producers, even the ones I'm making right now, I think there is a certain sensibility that you kind of adhere to, because this is what the script was made for. Whereas in Hindi, I think with this particular Kalidhar, there was a lot of good intentions. There was a lot of like, let's make this the best way we can. And I respect that. And, because eventually the film is getting a lot of love.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, what's next?
There's a lot of stuff next. So I am a workaholic, like I told you. I love being on set. So I have a thriller in Tamil, which is a theatrical that we're going to shoot in September. My next Hindi one has already been shot. It's an action drama set in Goa, very raw, very gritty. Wonderful producer, Abundancia, Mr. Vikram Malhotra, he's the producer. And that will come out either end of this year or beginning next year. It's in post-production right now. And then I also have a fabulous action film in Telugu, which is for one of the major studios, and that's a big budget helicopter, train, action.
You're
that
right.
kind.
Into
Yeah.
that. It's like, yeah, we you want that. They're very nice. I think, you have your hands full at the moment, Akshay.
Yes. Great.
So now we have a new segment we're introducing, this or that.
Okay.
Okay. So you can just like point, we'll put it in the post,
Okay.
a photo.
Okay.
So now I know that since you're a vegetarian, but still, so veg biryani or mutton biryani?
Okay. Veg biryani. But I've been told veg biryani is not biryani, it's pulao.
Okay.
Yeah, so pulao.
Kalidhar or Karpudurai?
This is like asking me
I
which
know.
of my I like. Both.
Oh, Ballu or Kutti?
Both.
National award or Oscar?
Both.
You can't get both, they have to choose one now. Bollywood or Collywood? Or Hollywood maybe.
1, 2, 3 now. Not both. 1, 2, 3, all 3.
Okay. Now you have to answer this honestly.
Okay.
Amitabh Bachchan or NGR?
Amitabh Bachchan or NGR? Amitabh Bachchan, sir, for sure.
Okay. Films or web series?
Films for theatrical, web series for personal experience.
Okay. And you answer theatre or OTT?
I think it's both, right? I think every film kind of will demand the distribution it needs. And so, like I said, the thriller or the action film that I'm talking about, that's a more theatrical experience. So I would want that to go there. But I think a film like KD or Kalidhar is a personal experience. So I'm glad it went on OTT.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Madhumita. Your Instagram handle says Madhusmita.
No, it's Mads.
Smita. Okay,
No, there's no A in the end. It's MADS,
Ah.
MITS. Yeah, so.
Okay, thank you, Madhumita. I had a wonderful chat with you.
Thank you.
And I hope you keep doing good work and more good work.
Thank
and
you so much.
Please make more Hindi films.
Thank
so I
you.
can act.
You are very good. You've got a lovely smile. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Madhumita. This is something from all of us from Raw Bear.
Thank you. That's
Hope you love the new collection.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
कालीधर की बिरयानी अभी तक पकी नहीं है, उसमें कुछ और इंग्रेडिएंट्स डलने बाकी हैं। अगले पॉडकास्ट में हम मिलेंगे अभिषेक बच्चन की बहन का किरदार करने वाली प्रिया यादव से। डू वॉच इट। आई होप आपको भी उतना ही मजा आया होगा जितना मुझे आया मधुमिता से बात करके। एंड आई एम श्योर इस वीडियो के बाद आप पक्का बिरयानी खाने तो जरूर जाएंगे। So if you liked the video and want to watch more such content, please like, share and subscribe to RVCJ Movies. Bye.